What is going on, everybody? Prophecy Wiz, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another video. This one's not going to be as long as the usual videos because I'm just really talking about a card here. But I can admit when I was wrong, and I was wrong. So a lot of you guys, I'm sure, as you could see by the title, I was. It's been my determination recently that I think I was wrong about Dominus Purge. I think this card's insane. Um, Part of the reason that I had thought that this card was not going to be as good is because it conflicted with Ash Blossom. And then there was like other cards like it conflicts with exactly SP and Garua. But there were some things that I hadn't really considered about this card, and this card's actually just insane. This card is like crazy, so I kind of wanted to explain to you guys my situation with this card, why I didn't think it was good in the first place, why I determined that that didn't matter, and yeah, I mean, kind of just suggest for you guys to make this card make its way into your Voiceless Voice deck. So this card, I initially had thought like if you use this card and then you top deck into an Ash Blossom, then like obviously you can't use Ash, and like if you have Nadir Servant, you can't use like Garua and you can't SP. However, let me explain something to you. So I played 4 tournaments in the NAWCQ weekend. I summoned deck SP exactly one time throughout all the matches I played. Once I summoned it. Not like one's going second. I don't remember the exact situation I summoned. I just remember summoning it once. But like that's not enough to like care about it. Like that makes the SP thing completely irrelevant. Garua, like a lot of the times when you're going second, you're just dumping two in the you're dumping double in Tiss and then Herald, which are all happen to be light monsters, which you work on Dominus Purge. You also can dump Farigit, which is just like Garua light. So this doesn't conflict with that. It's only top decking exactly an Ash Blossom, but just low Saphira is 8,000, so like it doesn't even matter if you top deck into an Ash Blossom. Also, I'm gonna put you guys on to some interesting spice, so I hope you guys are watching this. Is that like if you do top deck like low, like say you open like low Saphira and then, or but it could be like Barrier Saphira, like it could be like a lot of different combinations of cards. It doesn't have to be exactly this combination, but let's just say for the argument, to make this simple, we open low and Saphira, and then we 6 card an Ash after we Dominus Purged. Because obviously if you open Dominus Purge with Ash, you're just using Ash first, and then you're using Dominus Purge. In that situation, you're going to... You have like a few different options, right? You could make a determination and then just go for 8,000, which is very likely, right? Because if you Saphira for Skull and then just Saphira effect, banish and then send low, summon Skull, chain 1, 2, low, chain 2, Skull, and they don't Imperm Valor or Chain Abystial, they probably don't have them, in which case you should do the combo to just attack for 8,000 and end the game here. Why are we giving more turns to a deck, right? If, like, if they have an interruption, like, let's say they chain Imperm onto Skull Guardian, and now we're not getting the second Skull Guardian. My opinion on how you would play that situation is to go summon back to the low still, activate low effect for the trap card, activate the trap card to shuffle back the ritual that you dumped with the Saphira, summon another copy of low from the deck, normal summon the Ash Blossom, and then synchro summon with the Ash Blossom that you couldn't use its effect of, and the extra low in the field to make Herald of Arclay. Hot, like, hot tech too, like that's also like using the level 3s, like when you have extras or they're dead. Like I just played against Lab last weekend, and I set up like Skull Guardian low, and I realized that I already had checked for like a few of the good trap cards that he could have had, including Skill Drain, and I was like, you know what, like I'm just using this trap. I'm gonna summon low from an extra low from the deck. He's like, that's fine. I normal summon a Mourner from my hand. That's very bad against Lab. He's like, that's fine. When I say very bad, I realize it's usable, but at this point in the game state, wasn't doing anything. And then we just synchro summon, and then he's like stunned because he's like, damn, now he has 2 Omni Negates and he's got a trap card next turn. And the Omni Negate's gonna search another card, so now we have like 2 Omni Negates and pop 2 cards on our opponent's next turn's game. So you can synchro summon with the Ash Blossom You also could just not like care about it, and then also if you draw Nadir Servant, you can just dump the Fairjit and then shuffle back the Ash Blossom. Like Ash Blossom is the only thing you should care about a little bit about not being able to use after turn one, and it's just so irrelevant for how strong this card is. Additionally, this card is like if you draw it with Imperm, it feels like similar to like how Imperm Faker used to be, where like you use the Imperm first, and then like this negates and destroys, which is so broken. Like it negates and destroys. Like it's like literally like Gamma into monsters, and then better Ogre into spells and traps because it can be on activation, right? Like if they're playing the like a lot of people started playing like one Beckoning Beast, one of the other guy, and then three of the continuous, and they just activate the continuous search. You just chain negate and destroy if you've used Imperm. If not, it like interacts with the field spell insane. Like this card is just like exactly what you would want to trade. Like there's no deck in I know I'm gonna have people in the comment section be like, well, this deck technically is not that good. Every deck is searching. If your deck's not searching, your deck's not that good. This deck can trade really good. Like it also trades Insane and Detractus. This card trades against every single deck super well. And when I started testing this card a lot, I realized that I was siding this card in going second against every single matchup. But what I also realized was that I also sided it in every single time going first because it was just better than like a few of like the generic hand traps. And the reason of that I had missed. This is something I like. Had I put more thought into this card, which I should have. That's I'm honestly quite embarrassed that I didn't. That's unacceptable. I tested so much. I tested hundreds of hours for any WCQ, but I didn't put enough thought into this card, unfortunately, that I should have. And it one thing that I think is like important with this is like when you go first with this, every time it's a super strong effect. You can either set it and then it has no restriction. You can keep it in your hand and still use it from the hand. And then when you go first, your combo every single time with no exception always includes the trap card, the Voiceless Voice trap card. So like you just interact the trap card first, and then this is always negate and destroy. So like that is a big deal. Like this being Solemn Strike, or like they go, your opponent goes Nightmare Throne, and you go, like chain the trap card to pop, and then they go like activate Nightmare Pain, or the other continuous, the opening of the Spirit's Gates. You chain this and it just destroys, right? Or like they summon Beckoning Beast, negate and destroy. Like that is so good. That is so strong. Like against a Tempai deck, right? The trap card is gonna interact with the field spell, your first trap card, and then this card is gonna just negate the quick play in the battle phase. And then like, what are we doing actually? Like, we're actually you're done, right? Like, also ironically, you can go like they can go like chain link one. So like if they have like field spell and then normal summon Pydra, they can go Pydra 1. You can go chain link 2 purge, chain link 3 trap, and then on resolution this checks, and the trap is the trap. Your other trap already popped, and it now has a trap in the graveyard. So this not only negates but destroys the Pydra, and then like both of their entire field is gone, and they have not resolved the Pydra. They have no monsters to summon a Chandra. Their field spell's gone. That's just game. It's so good going first. Like every single deck in Yu-Gi-Oh, this card is like so good in this deck specifically because you set up the trap every single time. This just like negates and destroys going first, and then going second. It's like an insane trade. I also think this card brings a lot more merit to playing something like Mulchummy in the side deck, because like along with when I started thinking about it with the side deck, I realized I was setting this in every single time going first and second, which makes me think that this should have just been a main deck card in the first place, because there's no deck where I don't want this going first or second. I'm okay mid gaming this. I'm happy opening it going first. It's the best it's the best hand trap to open going first. And then going second, it's like also super good. Where like Mourner was like always the fourth best hand trap, but like it always was definitely worse than like Ash Imperm Valor. But like this card is like in certain situations is like definitely better, right? Like opening this Imperm is like better than opening 2 Imperms or Imperm Valor or like Imperm Ash. So The Ash one is arguable because obviously Ash stops like other effects, but I genuinely think like this card just is insane. It's super good. There's a miss on that part. I think you should test it. What I was saying about Chummy is that like when I realized that I was like, damn, like this card probably should just be in the main deck, and then um I don't like letting my opponent just like play a bunch. I think that like because you play 21 to 22 hand traps, you should draw 3, in which case you could just like interact immediately. And then if you play Chummy, this is like another god tier card to draw off of Chummy, because like Chummy's first thing it oftentimes interacts with is like a normal summon, and then you have like Ash, Imperm, Valor, Purge, or Mourner if they summon, like if you're playing against Snake Eye and they summon Witch. Like all of those you can draw into, and Purge is like an amazing one because you draw before they activate the effect. So like Purge is something that's like insane to hit off of a Chummy right away, which lets you just start trading and then makes them use more cards from their hand. Then you're just drawing into more cards that just interact and interrupt. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys be like kind of aware of this. I think that you guys should take a second look and thought about this card, and I suggest testing this card. I think I'm gonna start main decking this card in the Voices deck moving forward. I think I'm gonna move Mourner to the side. That means something's gonna have to get cut. Let you guys know what that ends up being, because I'm also testing Chummy, so like that could mean like 2 things are getting cut. Like I'm a huge fan of Bell, so like maybe Nibdrill are getting cut. That's not really massively the discussion I'm looking to have in this video. Is like, I mean, I guess we could discuss it in the comment section. That's what I'm testing. I'm not telling you that's definitively appropriate. So I can tell you this card I think is definitively appropriate though. So I think you should be playing this card in your main deck over the Mourner, and I think you should still be playing Mourner because it's the 5th most generic card. I think you should be side decking Mourner. And then I think that brings a lot more merit to Chummy. So I think that like we probably find Chummy a spot somewhere in there. So just wanted to talk to you guys about this card. Like I said, I was wrong. It happens. I'm willing to admit mistake when one is made, and I made a mistake here. I should have been playing this card. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what other kind of videos you guys want to see. I know you guys want to see a combo tutorial that is coming soon. I just had made a discovery about this and like didn't want to leave people in the dark because I thought that it was kind of important, and I wanted everybody to get the appropriate testing right away, because you know, my brothers and sisters out there playing this deck, anybody who's not playing this deck, you know, I want to be aware of, you know, just how good this card can be. So thank you guys all so much for the support. The support has just been absolutely incredible. I can't even believe the kind of support that I've been getting on the videos that I've been doing. I could have never imagined it. It's really is genuinely a huge blessing. So thank you guys all so much. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one, huh?